Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Yesterday, Erykah Badu came out and said she's vandalizing her own Tesla in protest of Elon Musk. I was shocked. It got me thinking, what else in this world can make somebody so mad that they would ruin their own property? I got on the phone, I called a couple of people, and I got the same answer from everybody. And they all said, nothing. I would only do it to get back at Elon Musk and ruin a Tesla if I had one. Sorry, Elon. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, y'all, it's Thursday morning. We are one day away from paradise and reaching the mountaintop. Hang in there, y'all. We are almost there. All right, I have a great show set up for you guys today. I have 4 lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Oprah Winfrey being subpoenaed by Russel Simmons' accuser. Joe Budden is in serious legal problems again. Is Kevin Hart in financial distress? And LeBron James calls out Stephen A. Smith, and this time he did not hold back. In quick news, we're going to talk Marjorie Taylor Green, Adam 22, Garcelle leaving Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, 23andMe, sinkholes, text streamers home invasion, Andrew Tate, Sexyy Red, and Erykah Badu. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this Thursday show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Oprah Winfrey subpoenaed by Russel Simmons' R-word accuser in defamation case. All right, Oprah Winfrey has been subpoenaed by Russel Simmons' accuser, Dawn Dixon. Dawn is suing Simmons for defamation and wants Winfrey to hand over documents and evidence related to the case. Dixon accuses Simmons of R-wording her in the New York Times article in 2027. She alleges that he R-worded her in the apartment in 1995. Simmons questioned her claims during an interview with Graham Bensinger in 2023 and asked, could somebody want notoriety in the market where people want and thirst for fame? He also denied R-wording her and said his relationships has always been consensual. Here's where Oprah Winfrey comes in. Simmons also added in the interview that Oprah dropped out of producing On the Record, a documentary about R-word and A-word victims, people making claims against Simmons, after she found inconsistencies in the women's story. Simmons alleged that Winfrey had recordings and conversations that would prove his innocence. Oprah later told the New York Times that she still believed the women and that the newspaper added she also thought there were inconsistencies in her account that the film did not adequately address. Dixon's attorney has now subpoenaed Winfrey in the defamation lawsuit with notes that reads, according to page 6, you are hereby commanded to produce the books, recordings, papers, datas, documentary, evidence, writing, and all other tangible things as described, more fully attached in Schedule A before March the 18th, 2025. It also continues, you are further commanded to appear and attend before a notary public or other persons authorized by the law and administrator under oath, or any other necessary adjourned dates to testify, give evidence as to witness or an examination before the trial deposition upon oral questioning. This deposition may be videotaped and will continue from day to day until completed. Do you think that Oprah Winfrey will get involved? All right, so I've been hearing a little bit of rumblings that Oprah does not want to have anything to do with this. She has said that a couple of years ago. That's why she dropped out of this documentary that she was doing with Russel Simmons. And apparently that's what she's going to come out and say again now. She wants nothing to do with this. Now, Oprah got into a lot of heat for not continuing the documentary and totally dropping out of it and saying that she feels that there was inconsistencies, and because of those inconsistencies, she didn't feel right to put out the documentary. Now, Russell and Oprah Winfrey go way back. People have said in the background that Russell indirectly got to Oprah, maybe paid her off. I don't know how you pay off somebody who's worth $3 billion. I don't know. You know what I mean? But there's something that people are saying that there's something that happened in the background why this hasn't come out. Regardless if this documentary came out or not, Russel Simmons has never faced any legal charges. Let's say, for example, like Diddy. Yes, there has been multitude of accusations. Russel Simmons has moved to Bali. People are saying that he doesn't want to be caught living in the US because then he'll be facing a lot more civil charges. If you guys remember, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a case that got thrown out. And the only reason why it got thrown out against Russel Simmons is that he doesn't have a residence and does not live in the US. So he lives out in Bali. And his argument is, I come back to the US all the time. Yes, you come back here to visit, but you don't live here. And if he lived here, he would get a ton of civil suits. But because he doesn't live here, he cannot. So that's the story where it's at now. Even if Oprah does get subpoenaed, all she can do is, or what she will do, what I'm hearing is say, hey, this was a documentary. Yes, my production company was involved. However, I wasn't the one conducting all the interviews. I don't know anything about this. You'll have to talk to other people. You know, once Oprah's name is attached to something, it makes it a bigger story. So we'll see. The question is that does the plaintiff have enough evidence, or does she need evidence that Oprah has? That's the whole question. I haven't been able to find that out. Will the lawsuit be able to continue without any without Oprah's involvement or anybody on her team? Do they need those files? If they don't have those files, then I think it'll just end up getting thrown out. But I'll keep you guys up to date on this. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you think about Russel Simmons. And do you think that it's fair that Oprah Winfrey gets backlash just because there was inconsistencies in someone's story, in the women's story, than with this documentary? Do you think that she deserves that backlash? Let me know in the comment section below. Our second lead story, more court stories. Man, the U.S. court system is busy in 2025, man. Joe Budden sued by neighbor over not being closed incident and allegedly causing a hostile living environment. Joe Budden's neighbors has had enough. All right, let's jump right into this. Joe Budden is being dragged into court by two neighbors who claimed he tried to enter their place unclothed and has been causing a ruckus in the building with his podcast. TMZ Hip Hop obtained a complaint filed by attorney Thomas M. on behalf of John and Yolina, who claim Joe Budden, his podcast co-host Melissa Ford, and the Condo Association have engaged in a campaign of intimidation and retribution after the couple raised complaints about the disruption from Budden recording his highly rated podcast in the building. The couple both claim they confronted Joe about his extensive noise from the podcast and complained about Joe and company, Smokin' That Bob Marley, in the condo area, leaving ashes around the property and creating a hazardous living situation for their young daughter. The couple said they even filed a complaint with the Condo Association, leading to Budden firing back and accusing the couple of making racially charged remarks towards him. They say that Budden even doubled down and claimed to have a recording of the alleged racism. John said he called his bluff and told them to produce the audio, which still hasn't surfaced. The couple also cites an episode of the podcast from October 19, 2024, which they say involved the host deliberately playing loud music and simulating some shots and sirens lasting more than 8 minutes. On the same episode, they said that Budden referred to the couple as the neighbors and dissed the woman on the podcast. They also said Budden misrepresented his alleged attempt to enter the couple's residence while unclothed on December the 4th, and he joked and dismissed the incident publicly. The couple included screenshots from a door cam they say show a unclothed Budden in the hallway. Budden was subsequently temporarily barred from the condo, but they say he returned about a week later. Joe Budden's lawyer tells TMZ Hip Hop they believe the suit is a money grab attempted by a person we believe to be a racist. All right, here is a screenshot that the couple put out from the Ring camera. I've been waiting for this to drop online, not because I want to see it, but just I think it's hilarious. All right, so here is Joe Budden allegedly, what he says was sleepwalking. Now, Joe has been very open about his sleepwalking incidences that he's had in the past. He said it, and he used that when we told you guys about this story in December, when he was first kicked out of his condo. And the police decided not to press charges. So let me back up for 1 second for those of you who don't know the whole story. Around the ending of December, Joe Budden was kicked out of the condo, and I don't know if he was arrested or just brought in for questioning. But anyways, he was accused or potentially charged of lewd act, walking around with no clothes on. And this neighbor gave these screenshots and the recording. I'm telling you, the recording is going to drop one day soon for sure. It's going to be on Twitter for those who want to see it. And anyways, they decided, okay, here, you have proof, you're a sleepwalker, you didn't do anything, you didn't cause any harm, etc. We are not going to press charges against you. The condo unit let him back in. For those who really watched Joe Budden's podcast, that was around the time where you saw him in a totally other location. So now, like everybody else in 2025, okay, I cannot press criminal charges against you, no problem. We're going to go to civil court. Now, what we always say about civil court is the burden of proof is much less. And I think Joe will end up having to pay out something because this couple has such a history of the back and forth with Joe. And Joe went, which I thought was not smart, and spoke about them on their podcast. So they could now just go in front of a judge and say, okay, here is the Ring camera footage of him being unclothed outside of our door. They're alleging that he was trying to get inside. They're alleging that they had a daughter there and it was unsafe. Okay. Again, no criminal charges, but because they have proof of him on the podcast talking about them, proof of them saying that, they don't like each other, they have some back and forth. In a civil suit, it's really easy to prove that him showing up there sleepwalking probably was not really him sleepwalking, and it was him just trying to, antagonize them even more. If you heard in the TMZ article, Joe was saying, oh, they're racist, they're not good people, and he has a recording. Why haven't you released it? The couple was like, please release it. Release the proof that you have that we have done anything wrong to you. So just quickly here in the past 5 minutes, reading this article, and from what I've told you, you could see that these are just two neighbors that don't like each other. Okay, that's cool. That happens all the time. But I find it hard. I find it hard for Joe to be able to prove in civil court for him to say, I've had these back and forths. I've even talked about them on my podcast with this couple who we don't like. And just so happens that I was sleepwalking, and then everybody in the unit, I ended up going to their doorbell and ringing their doorbell. But I was sleepwalking. I didn't know what I was doing, Judge. He's going to have a hard time proving that. That's what I think. Now, when it comes to the condo unit, I've done my research. Joe doesn't own the condo where he's at. He's renting it. The condo association and the condo love Joe. The owner of the building loved Joe. Of course they do, because he's a celebrity. They could say, hey, Joe Budden records his podcast here, okay? And it's a big podcast globally, right? So of course everybody loves him, but I can understand how the couple that's there don't like him. Of course, if he's, on that Bob Marley every day, people coming in, making noise or whatever, and they have their daughter. And I don't know how close, if they're on just maybe on top or on the bottom or on the side or whatever, but obviously if they're not into the Joe Budden podcast, if they're not into the lifestyle, and they're just wanting to, have their own little quiet, life, then I can understand how that could be bothersome to them. It sucks because how long does Joe record for? Like 4 or 5 hours? It would be cool for them to get along, but who knows? Maybe he hangs out there. Maybe they're having parties or whatever. You have heard of people in condos not being able to get along. So no criminal charges, but if you ask me, from what I know, Joe's probably going to have to pay up. Or what I think Joe should just do is just leave. Just leave. You're Joe Budden. This is Joe Budden podcast. It's a condo, and yes, the view in the back is gorgeous, but I'm sure there's other buildings that you can go into. And who knows, maybe when he signed this lease, he wasn't as big. There's a lot of other places that Joe can go and maybe get a lower price or a better unit or whatever. That's just what I would do. knowing Joe, he's probably not going to go because he doesn't want to, seem like he lost anything. So we'll follow up on this. Just know if you're ever watching the Joe Budden podcast and you see them not in their studio, you know that Joe said, you know what, I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our third lead story. Are things going bad for Kevin Hart financially at the moment? All right. I have a little video to play from you from Tasha K. And she is alluding to the fact that Kevin Hart is not broke, but he's going through a huge financial strain and things are just not looking good for him. Now, to give you context before I play parts of this video, Kevin Hart has just recently dropped his case against Tasha K. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I told you guys about it. It was a defamation case with somebody that used to work with Tasha K, said something wrong about Kevin Hart. And also too, if you remember, it was also Cardi B who also had some problems with Tasha K. Okay. So Tasha K is known to kind of push the limits out there. I told you guys all the time, I run everything through our lawyers. I'm very careful what I say. I don't want any sort of defamation. I don't want to be brought to court. I got a lot to lose. So I'm very careful. Tasha K does her thing. Now, the reason why I gave you all of that context is to say, if Tasha K is now saying this again on her podcast or on her show, then it's got to be true because she just came out with a lawsuit with Kevin Hart. So she's not going to say anything that's wrong, again, knowing that she doesn't want to go back to court. And even she has said it cost her $200,000 to fight this in court. So I don't know, but I'll let you listen to, and then you can think about it. Tell me what you think.
Kevin! Of course, you guys know he was suing me for extortion. Judge threw that out. And so while I don't like this midget, motherfucker, I don't. His vegan restaurant closed up in one day. All of the locations. He had like 6. They closed them down. He had to get back on the road to do tours. So he went from selling out 10,000, 20,000 arenas to now doing small comedy club shows. He is trying to build for another Netflix special. The last few haven't done so well. He did have a deal with Netflix to produce several movies. That deal is on hold right now, according to sources. And also, he just got evicted. And after a 4-month hiatus, SiriusXM is no longer affiliated with the LOL network as of yesterday. So this comes just after he fired his chief financial officer, his CEO, all of the people that were in prime positions. He fired them all after coming out saying that he was worth over $600 million. I'm not saying he's going broke. He's Kevin Hart. What I'm just saying is 2025 is taking a toll on everybody. But in the meantime, that's what he get for costing me over $200,000 in legal fees.
Sorry, it wasn't defamation. It was extortion. But I think it was defamation and extortion. Anyways, look, when you are at the size that Kevin Hart is at and have multiple things going on, as things get good, things also get bad. You have a restaurant that you start, it closes. You have something with LOL, it goes and it closes. Like, Kevin has his hands in various amount of different companies. A lot of people don't know he has an Audible deal with Charlemagne the God. He has a multitude of things, and any businessman will tell you, hey, let's start up this. I'm going to put, $500,000 into that. Okay, that's not working, whatever. Like, he's a venture capitalist. Yes, we see him as Kevin Hart, the comedian, but he has said time and time again that he is a businessman at the end of the day. And if anything else, now that he's getting a little bit older, he really wants to focus on putting people in place and building a structure and a foundation and working on his businesses. And any business person will tell you that the first key of business is you have to try and try and try as much as you fail until you succeed. Okay. So I've had a multitude of different companies that have failed before I had one that was a national brand with over $100 million in sales. Right. So, I kind of feel like this is a little bit of Tasha K just trying to be like, ha ha ha, you played with me and this is your karma. But Kevin Hart is still worth $500 million, and you have 6 restaurant doors that close down. That's nothing to Kevin Hart, So I'm not saying that he is in no financial distress, but any entrepreneur or any business person understands that you have good years and bad years. You have ups and downs. We all go through it. So I feel like Tasha K is hating a little bit, but still wanted to let you guys know about this, and we'll keep an eye. And if we know of anything else or hear of anything else happening with Kevin Hart, I really want to know about the Netflix deal, because yes, I do know that his 2 last specials were not as amazing. A couple of movies. When's the last time you've seen Kevin Hart have a big hit with something? That's what has me a little bit intrigued or a little bit interested in this. He's definitely not where he was 5 or 10 years ago, but I think he's even alluded to that. And that's the fact where he said he just wants to work behind the scenes. Anyways, we'll keep our eye on this and let you guys know what happens. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our 4th lead story. All right, normally I would say this for quick news, but this is too big. LeBron James was on the Pete McAfee show and literally tore Stephen A. Smith apart, talked about Jordan, talked about a lot of things. So let's just jump right into it. LeBron James addressed his previous confrontation with Stephen A. Smith. LeBron says he's like on a Taylor Swift tour right now. He completely missed the whole point. LeBron James is finally breaking his silence following the viral confrontation with Stephen A. Smith earlier this month. While appearing on the Pat McAfee show, Pat McAfee show, James says that Stephen A. Smith was excited to talk about it the moment, saying he's like on a Taylor Swift tour right now. Stephen A. said LeBron approached him about comments he made about Bronny James, and LeBron shared his side of things, saying, "Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport. Criticizing players about what they do on the court, that is part of the job criteria. That is part of the game. But when you take it and when you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but to protect the players." I don't like any parts of this, but listen to the interview quickly, and then I'll tell you why I do not like this. Take a listen.
Yep. Which leads obviously to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, we're watching it. Yep. We're all seeing it.
Oh yeah,
you're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it. I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it, but since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, well, viral. You would be talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you could address it, it's your ass. Like seriously, it's, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job. Mm-hmm. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the freezer and sit in his chair and his tighty whities on the couch.
All right, let's address the first 2 things that he was right about, and then I'll tell you what I don't like about it. One, for sure, Stephen A. Smith was on a Taylor Swift promo run. That was hilarious. You have heard me a bunch of times dragging Stephen A. Smith. Why do you keep talking about this? Why do you keep going on podcasts, your own podcasts, First Take? Stephen A. Smith milked it, not only for the attention and for the viral moment, but the real reason why he milked it is because Stephen A. looked like a punk that night on the court. People were dragging him, saying he was wrong, saying if you had something to say it. And then once he didn't say it on the court and he came at First Take and didn't say it the next day, people are like, why 5 days later now are you talking about it? Remember when I played you the clip when Stephen A. said 5 days later, LeBron is soft. That was a weak move. Well, why didn't you say that to him on the court? You know what I'm saying? So he went on a press tour because he felt his ego and his pride was damaged, so he wanted to try to make himself look big. 100%. His other thing that he said that I fully agreed with was when he said it was just waiting, chomping at the bits to talk about it, and he's going to get excited that he's talking about it again now. 100%. Now, here is where I totally disagree with LeBron James. First thing, there's 2 things. 3 things. First thing, let's do the easy things first. A, it's your job to protect your household. Your son is an NBA player. He is a grown man. You guys have seen the clips online, I'm sure, of LeBron James when he was around Bronny's age, telling his mom to stay out of things that were happening on the court. There was a clip that goes around about it. Hey, mom, leave it to me. I'm a grown man. Let me handle it. Your son, Bronny, is a grown man. What do you mean you protect your household? He's not a little child. He doesn't need protecting. 2, what are you talking about? It's your job to protect the players. What are you talking about? Like, what, LeBron James, you're the captain of the Players League now? Like, what are you talking about? All those grown men in the NBA could protect themselves, whether it be Kevin Durant, who doesn't get along with Stephen A. Smith, or other players. They don't need LeBron James to speak for them. So there was no reason for that, regardless if I think Stephen A. was wrong for how he handled it afterwards, okay? Now, more importantly, the thing that I really don't like about this is, y'all know I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan. Off the court, I think he does amazing stuff for the community. I love how outspoken he is. That's the big difference with him and Jordan. Jordan has a right to not get into the political arena or anything for the culture. That's him. I love that LeBron James does that. I love how he is with his family. All the on-court stuff, I love. But on court, just as a player, he's not my favorite player. He's not my GOAT. I feel it's Jordan and Kobe. And he doesn't have the personality and the attitude that I like on court. Just a preference. And I think I have that right. But how he walked up to Stephen A. Smith, regardless if I don't agree with him protecting his household and protecting his son, I thought that was hard how he did that. He was like, yo, da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, if he really wanted to be about that life, he would have done it like in a hallway where there's not cameras, because anything could pop off then. So it's a tad bit soft to do it on the court in front of, a whole arena. Like, what could Stephen A. Smith do, even if he wanted to do something? Regardless, I gave him props for that. And the whole time that Stephen A. Smith was making his Taylor Swift tour, talking around, I liked that LeBron didn't say anything. And I felt it was very mature. I thought it was very manly of him. I thought it was very like alpha male, just like, yo, I talk with him and that's it. Like, he's not saying nothing. Now he shows up on the Pat McAfee show and he's like, well, Stephen A. Smith was going on. Like, it's just like, bro, like, he should have just kept it. And if he didn't have to go on the Pat McAfee show, but if he ever was asked about it in the interview, if I were him, I would have just said, listen, what I said was to Stephen A. Smith, and that was it. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I would have never said anything my whole entire career. That's you wanted to stand on business. You wanted to protect your family. You wanted to be a man. You wanted to stand up. Continue that throughout the whole way. Now it seems like you're doing the same thing that Stephen A. Smith is doing. It looks like now LeBron is like, well, he went on a Taylor Swift tour, so I'm going to go on my own Taylor Swift tour now. Like, that is weak to me, man. I'm just not impressed. He should have just left it as it is. That would have looked so hard. That would have been I would have had so much respect if he would have just said, I didn't do that for nobody else. I didn't do that for the cameras. I'm not doing it for this interview. I said what I had to say to Stephen A. Smith. Let him be the one going on the Taylor Swift tour. What I said was to him and him only. Done. That's how you handle the situation. Anyways, else in the couple of other things that happened in the interview, Pat McAfee asked them about him spending $1 million on his body. We have heard that story, $1 million a year on his body. And LeBron James says he doesn't even know where that came from. LeBron James has no idea where the $1 million number came from spending on his body. Take a listen.
There was that saying, what, you spent like $1 million on your body or something.
Man, I don't know where the hell that
Okay. That's a very fair assessment.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but I mean, listen, man, I do take care of my body, but I have no idea where the amount of money came from.
All right, another good part in the interview is when Pat asked them about his relationship with Michael Jordan. Now, y'all know that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were boys. Like, Jordan called Kobe his little brother, and Kobe called him his big brother. Kobe used to call Jordan sometimes at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and talk to him about plays, schemes, and all that stuff. He used to even call him to help him when he was teaching his daughter about basketball. That's how close they were. They were like family. And Jordan and LeBron James, everybody knows, are not close. Now, it goes as far as to say that Jordan doesn't like LeBron. I mean, we'll never know. Jordan will never say that. But I think that Jordan, just me personally, I don't feel like Jordan really respects LeBron James's game. Again, take the person out of it. I don't feel like he respects his game because I don't feel like they play the same game. They don't have the same kind of attitude and tenacity where LeBron is like a pass first player. He's changing now and again. I feel like as he gets a little bit older, he's a little bit more aggressive. But again, I just feel like their plays, their style doesn't match their attitude, their temperament, and everything like that. Another thing I don't think that he loves, and LeBron alluded to this too, is I don't feel like he loves that he wore 23. Again, such a cool move is Kobe Bryant getting 24. I don't want to be Jordan. I want to be better than Jordan. 24 won over Jordan. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like that's the attitude. Not like I want to be you. No, I want to be better than you. Obviously, you know that you're Kobe's inspiration. I mean, Kobe modeled his whole game after Jordan. But you don't have to say it to the man. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe, every time he saw Jordan, he's like, "Yo, you got your shoes on? Let's get on the court." Kobe always wanted to challenge Jordan. So, anyways, LeBron James said, "We don't talk because I'm still playing. MJ is one of the most ruthless competitors there is. And till I'm done, and he doesn't have to look at me wearing number 23. And every time my name is mentioned, it's mentioned with his. He's like, I don't want to talk to you. Don't call me." Pretty much kind of like what I just said. Anyways, here's a little clip. Take a listen.
Okay, so you and Michael at a good spot.
Who, me and Michael?
Jordan?
Yeah, we're in a good spot. We don't talk.
Why not, you think?
Because I'm still playing. I think I'm still playing. I'm still focused on my craft right now.
When you're done, you think you two will be the only two that can have a conversation?
I would hope so.
LeBron James went on to say, I look forward to developing a relationship with MJ when I retire. I don't really think that's going to happen. I don't think that's really going to happen. Like I said, it's not a personal thing. I just feel like they're not really going to just get along. All right, now the last thing is he talked about his Nike deal where everybody was saying, hey, you tried to be like Jordan, you're wearing 23. You also signed with Nike because you wanted to try to be like Jordan. He admitted to the number thing, but said that's not why he signed with Nike. I don't necessarily believe that. He said it was just for the money. I don't believe that, but whatever. I mean, with everything that we just went through, who cares about this part? Anyways, take a listen.
They went on his show and said, like, oh, don't let LeBron fool you. Like, he wears number 23 because of Michael Jordan. Okay, that's a fact. He signed with Nike because of Michael Jordan. It's like, I signed with Nike because I got a hell of a signing bonus and they gave me a 7-year, $90 million contract.
Anyways, that's my quick wrap up. This interview is going viral all over the place. Just wanted to give you guys a quick recap for those who don't have time to sit down and watch the entire thing. Again, my takeaway is, first of all, why are you doing this on Pat McAfee's show? Not saying anything is wrong with Pat McAfee, but why? A. And B, you should have just let Stephen A look bad. He was literally like over with. You know what I mean? Like you won. And now you just gave him life again. It just doesn't make sense. Anyways, hopefully, I've said this a couple of times, hopefully now we do not have to talk about LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith, but who knows? Because I'm sure Stephen A. Smith is going to say something. If Stephen A. Smith sees this or anybody out there that's on his team, my advice would be don't say anything. That's how you would look even better. I mean, you still don't look good right now, but how you could save face would if Stephen A. Smith doesn't say a thing. Because LeBron was just like, or he's going to be chomping at the bits. He's going to be sitting down on his couch. I talked about him again. Be the bigger man, Stephen A. Smith, and don't say a word. Don't say nothing. Just be like, yo, I did my Taylor Swift tour. I'm done with you. Don't even talk about him. Let's see if he does that. All right, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my Thursday bell. Our first quick story. Marjorie Taylor Green goes off on a UK reporter and she says, go back to your country. Now, before I read this or even play the clip, could you imagine why she would go off? I mean, do you think it's just for any reason? Marjorie Taylor Green tells a reporter to go back to her country after refusing to answer a question regarding the Signal app group chat controversy. So it's not so much that she didn't, she has a problem with the UK reporter. It's that she has a problem with the question and she's trying to avoid it and blaming it on the fact of you're not an American reporter. Go back to your country. Marjorie Taylor Green thinks she's slick. Anyways, listen to the video, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Take a listen.
Yep. Anybody else?
Should the defense secretary?
What country are you? Wait, what country are you from?
The UK.
Okay, we don't give a crap about your opinion and your reporting. Why don't you go back to your country where you have a major migrant problem?
Okay,
And no. You should care about your own borders.
Do you care about American lives being put at risk?
Let me tell you something. Do you care about people from your country? Do you have
I'm
a
your
relevant
defense
question?
secretary.
Yeah, this is an American journalist. Thank you.
I'm an American, and I'd like to hear your answer to what she's asking.
I'm not answering her question
right,
because
I'll
I
ask
don't care about her network. If you would like to ask, I can answer.
Do you have any concerns whatsoever about the complete disregard of operational security from the top level of this administration?
You want to know about complete disregard about operational security? You should talk about the Biden administration and how they ripped our borders open. We're talking about fake news that was funded with federal funding from American taxpayers. That's what this is about today, not journalists from the UK that should care about their...
A journalist is being vilified for exposing failings in the way that your government...
See how she walked away there? Okay, let's dissect this video a little. First, before I even start, I like Marjorie Taylor Green. I don't like her views. I don't like, we don't agree on anything or whatever, but I like her attitude. I like how much she rides for Donald Trump. She's always wearing his Make America Great hat again. She's even wears the one that new one that is Donald Trump was right about everything. I like that. That's the same reason why I like Jasmine Crockett. So I like her. Again, I don't have to like her views. I don't have to like her opinion. I like that attitude. I like that brashness. I like it. Okay, now, like I said earlier, clearly, she's like, oh, you're a UK reporter. We don't care about you. We want America first. I'll deal with that in a second. Kudos to the journalist, this UK journalist's colleague that was like, okay, you know what? I'm an American. Can you answer the question? Well, I'm not going to answer any of her questions. Like, okay, no, but I'm American. You answer it. Okay. As soon as he asked the same question, she goes, beats around the bush, talks about Biden, says how amazing Donald Trump is, and then walks away. Like, come on, Marjorie. You got to do better than that. You cannot have this attitude and this brashness and walk away. At least Trump doesn't walk away. Last clip I played for you when when they brought this up to him, he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then the next day he addressed it. At least he dodged it for a little while, got, to speak to his people. Okay, what are our talking points? What are we going to say to this? And then he came out and spoke. I don't really like that he pretended that he didn't know. I am 99.99999% sure that he knew because Trump knows everything that's going on. Anyways, and the last thing I just want to say is we know her reason, but regardless, it still just looks bad on any American saying that they don't want to talk about or they don't want to hear anything from somebody from another country. I have said that repeatedly on this podcast. Canadians booing the American anthem, I think it's horrible. Americans booing the Canadian anthem, which, to be honest, I don't really see that as much. I more see the Canadians booing American anthem because of the terrorists and stuff. And I get Trump wants to have America first, and that's his right, and people voted for that. I get it, but it's not America is the only country on the planet, right? And we can't say just because somebody is from another country, we don't want to hear from them and et cetera, et cetera. I feel like things are starting to become very divisive amongst countries. I even see it with a lot of Canadians. I told you guys a couple of days ago where Canadian tourists are not going to visit the US. I don't know how many people in the US are coming up to Canada. Now you have England, UK. Like, I don't want to get to a place where we're all separate and we just stay in our own little cocoon in our little, countries, and we just stay within our own people. Like, I don't like that. I understand America first. I get it. You want to bring back jobs to America. You want to bring your money to America. All for that. I am all for that. However, it's 2025. The internet has brought the whole world together. And I would just like to see a lot of this rhetoric and divisiveness kind of like calm down and just focus on, building up every country's economy, however you have to, but I just feel like the people need to stay together. That's just my wish, and that's how I see it. You guys let me know what you think about this. Marjorie Taylor Green. You can't have that kind of attitude and walk away from reporters. You have never seen your idol, Donald Trump, do anything like that. Very, very disappointed in you because I like you and I like your attitude and I like how you stand up to people. This is not standing up to people, walking away. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our second quick story, WAC 100 reveals Adam 22 has been taken into federal custody. All right, WAC 100 called into No Jumper News and revealed that federal agents picked up Adam 22. All right, before I play the video, just to give you guys a little bit of context, for those of you who don't know, so Big U was picked up. I've been telling you guys this since last week. I think he got picked up like last Thursday. We put that in a couple of episodes. Loose Cannon, somebody else, Brick Baby, and they all kind of, well, I think Loose Cannon and Brick Baby actually worked for No Jumper. Big U had some sort of affiliations, and WAC 100 is always on the podcast. So Adam 22 is the founder, CEO of No Jumper, and he has been alluding to the fact of, hey, man, I'm just a podcaster. I run, and it's a pretty big platform. No Jumper is huge. And he said, listen, I do hire people from the streets. They have some street activity. However, I play no part in it. I'm just trying to show them how to make some legal money and put all that stuff behind them. And people were saying that these interviews that he's conducting, it's just a matter of time. 2 days ago, he came out and it was like, yo, the feds came to my door. He said, I made it 41 years on this planet and never spoke to a federal agent. They came knocking at my door. And he said he's going to go live. This was yesterday. He said, I'm going to go live at 4 p.m. And then at 1 p.m., WAC 100 came out and was like, yo, the feds got Adam. So two possibilities. One, it could be that because he said he was going to go live yesterday at 4 p.m., I find it ironic that they picked him up 2 hours before he was going to go live. Maybe they're afraid of that he was going to say something. Or two, it could be where people were right this whole time for the past couple of days saying it's just a matter of time before they pick up Adam 22. Who knows? Here's a video of WAC saying that he's going to send his lawyers to get him out before he starts snitching because, Adam ain't really built like that, right? He ain't from the streets. Well, I don't know if he is. I really don't know his background, but WAC 100 is afraid of him snitching, so he wants to get him out, which is not the reason why you should want to get somebody out. You should want to get somebody out to get them out, but he's like, yo, I just don't want him to snitch on me. Thought that was hilarious. Anyways, take a listen to WAC.
What's up, man? I just called my attorney. Try to get him down there so Adam don't be doing no telling, bro.
Man, they saying Adam locked up all on the blogs. What's going on?
They came and got him this morning, bro. They doubled back. They came by there. We try and have him out because he's supposed to go live today, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to go live at 4 p.m. And the crazy thing is, Adam texted me.
They're going to have him out by like 2:30. We can get him out by 2:30 and still make it to the building.
He's like, yo, we got to have a maximum could do this live. I feel like Adam is probably, if everything is true, I think he'll probably be a little bit more quiet. And I think that's probably why the feds picked him up and they were like, listen, do this, or else there might be some problems. All right, cool. I feel like Adam will come back a little bit more quiet. And this is another thing. He was tenting them after they came and spoke with him. He did something on his live and he was like, yo, they came at me and I was in my Nike Tech fleece and it was an all red Nike Tech fleece. So he was kind of like trolling them. And what I say to these guys all the time, like these cops are all over the internet, all over your Instagram. Like why you want to taunt these people and why you want to say these things? Like I will just never get it, man. Like G's move in silence. That's always been the code. Anyways, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Our third quick story. Erykah and Bozeman react to Garcelle leaving Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Erykah claims Garcelle quit after walking out of the reunion. All right, I'm doing my due diligence. I told y'all I was going to keep y'all up to date on reality TV. I got you. All right, Erykah and Bozeman weigh in on Garcelle's decision to leave Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Bozeman says she was disappointed in Garcelle's exit, adding that she wishes Garcelle would have stuck around to work out the differences with her co-stars. However, Erykah appeared to be a little shadier in her reaction and alleges that Garcelle made it clear she was leaving the show when she walked out of the reunion set. Garcelle announced her departure on Instagram Tuesday, May the 25th, after season 14's finale aired. She joined the Bravo reality show in season 10. What are your thoughts? All right, I got some clips. Here is Garcelle. Take a listen.
To the fans, I want to say thank you so much. You guys have cheered me on, supported me, and sometimes even fought for me or on my behalf. It means a lot. And I hope you guys will continue on this journey with me.
All right, she went on to say, you know what, thank you so much for having me, blah, 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 blah. She was also the first Black female on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's why a lot of people are like, man, I didn't even watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. There was not enough Black people there or no Black people there. So they brought her on, and that's when a couple of people that really follow the franchise followed her. So that's been going around. And she also said that she wanted to leave because her kids, or either her kids or her son, is going into their last year of high school, and she wants to be there for them. Okay, stop it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the last year of high school is so important, you need to leave. There's obviously drama. I'm not saying I don't believe you, because I love Garcelle, but anyways, here is another clip. Take a listen.
I am just so sick of it.
Garcelle,
I can't be friends with people like that. I don't trust them. They're all assholes.
That sounds to me like you don't like any of your co-stars and you want to get out. It has nothing to do with your kids in high school. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't watch the show, but it's pretty clear. Here is another clip from the rest of the cast. Take a listen.
With Garcelle's announcement that she was departing from the show. Thoughts on that announcement? Ladies. You have no thoughts on it? Neither of you?
Erykah, say something.
you say something. You say something.
There you have it. So y'all let me know, you fans of Real Housewives. Are you sad to see her go? Andy Cohen also said, like, I think he says this to everybody, like, you're welcome to come back anytime you want to. I feel like people come and go now that I'm getting in a little into this reality world. Remember, we talked about Portia being, where is it? Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she just came back this year, and now she's heading the season. She was out for a couple of seasons. I think they do this to interchange and just like stir things up. Anyways, let me know if you guys believe her reason for leaving and if the show will be the same without her there. Shout out to Garcelle. Our fourth quick story. Jeffrey Fowler from 23andMe, delete your data before it's too late. We'll come back to bite ya. All right, I never gave any of my stuff to any of these ancestries, 23andMe. And it's for this reason. Listen up. Anybody who shared their DNA with 23andMe needs to delete their data from their genetic information service before the company is sold to the highest bidder. So say a tech columnist sounding the alarm on future consequences. Take a listen.
I'm panicked, but I'm not sure why I'm panicked and what information is it that compromises everybody.
Your DNA is something you're stuck with for the rest of your life. It's not like a password that you can change. And so you need to protect it. So my advice to you and to everybody else out there, whoever did 23andMe, is go in and tell them to delete it now.
I get it. They got my DNA. I mean, it's not like my social security number. So what are they going to do with that information of knowing my DNA and my ancestry that would cause me to lose sleep?
I would argue it's worse than getting your social security now. So first of all, it contains information about your ancestry. It contains information about your family tree. But even more scary, I think, for all of us is that it contains clues about your health, your likelihood to have certain conditions, certain kinds of diseases. And you know who would like to have that information? Insurance companies.
So he goes on to say that the one most dangerous thing is insurance companies could buy that information and find out the illnesses that you have and know how to charge you more than you even know yourself. So you might come back and be like, hey, you got this evaluation. You're like, hey, why is my insurance so high? It's because they know that you're maybe more prone to certain diseases that you might not even know, but they'll know if they want to take you on or not. The other thing that really freaks me out, he's like, right now, we can't do much with your DNA except for that one insurance thing that he said. But who knows what's going to happen 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 20, 30 years. We don't know about technology and what it's going to do. And this company has your DNA and selling it to the highest bidder. That's exactly why I never would do that ever. No. Can you imagine that, like, they clone me? I don't even know. They could have like a whole other clone Trent Out Loud, like on Mars or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Anyways, somebody sounding the alarm. I don't know, like, his position there. But if you guys have given out your DNA, you could actually go in and ask for it to be deleted. I would do it if I were you. Our fifth quick story. Rescue search for motorcyclist swallowed by soul sinkhole. All right, have you guys seen this video? It went so viral yesterday. So scary. I'm just going to just jump right into it. Take a look. Okay, how lucky is the guy in the white car? Literally a half a second less, or if he was half a second more behind, he would have been in the sinkhole. He literally just, the front of his tires was on it as it came and the car peeled and went off. Somebody in the comment section was like, for sure that car was a front wheel drive and saved him. Crazy. Also, too, the people on the other side of the road that just stayed there, yo, I would have driven my car so far away from that hole. It's crazy. Anyways, they say that they actually found the motorcyclist and he was 65 feet under. That's how deep the sinkhole was. Unfortunately, he was unalived, and they're, I don't know, doing research to find out how it happened. But crazy story over in Seoul. I think I remember something like this happening in Toronto, but it wasn't as deep and nobody really got injured. But be careful out there. And if you guys ever see this happening, if this ever happens around you, don't stay around the sinkhole. Go as far away as you can. You never know. This incident didn't happen, but imagine you're standing around like watching to see what could happen and it ends up sinking. They're telling everybody, if this happens, literally scatter and don't go anywhere close to the hole. Leave it up to the rescuers. So just wanted to share that with y'all. Our sixth quick story. Think fast. Twitch streamer posts footage of her home robbery. All right, this is another video that went viral yesterday. A Twitch streamer posted the footage of her home robbery. According to Fox 26, 3 men broke into the home that she shares with her husband as the streamer was asleep. The noise from the break-in woke her up, and she immediately called her husband, who was in a separate structure on their home lot. She led the robbers to that part of the house where her husband was, and then he rang off a few shots. So crazy. Now, I don't know. They said that she was sleeping, but I guess they just have cameras in the house because they were Twitch streamers. Not too sure about that. But listen to this video and take a look and see how smart she was and how she lured them to where her husband was. Crazy. Take a look.
Keep going. Keep going. Hurry. All right, sleep first. Okay. It's across the way. Go. Okay, we go. It's in here. I'm so sorry.
I wish they had a camera inside that structure, whatever they're calling it. Yo, that is crazy. You just hear the bang, 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 and then these guys just run out. Good for them, man. Anyways, just wanted to put this in here to remind you guys that this could happen to anybody at any time. Have a plan of attack, have something somewhere or some sort of backup. And if they ask you for, I'm not sure what they were asking her for, probably like a safe or where's the money or where's the jewelry? And she's like, yo, it's hidden right over here. Boom. And then, you know, I don't know if somebody has structures around their house, we'll put something in your cabana, whatever it is, have a backup plan, think about it. Yeah, this is an amazing, amazing story. I'm just thinking about like what I would do. I already know what I would do, but I can't share it to you guys in case, you know, there's some like bad people watching, but I got a plan. I actually got 2 plans. I just came up with one in my head. Ooh, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Our 7th quick story. Andrew Tate's girlfriend, Bree Stern, claims that he put hands on her during sex. Okay, I wanted to fill you in on this, but the article is very descriptive, and I'm gonna have to edit a bunch of stuff out because I'm obviously, you guys know how I run my channel. I don't want it to get flagged or suppressed. So instead of reading the whole article to you, I'm just gonna kind of just go over it quickly here. So sorry if it's a little bit confusing, but I'm just gonna go over it quickly. The reason why I wanted to highlight this is I told you guys when he was in Florida, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. This is Andrew Tate and his brother from Romania. They have R-word cases out there. They have SA cases here in the United States. The United States, don't ask me why they let him back in. People were saying allegedly that Donald Trump's crew was the ones who worked with the Romanian agents and the feds out there to let him back in the U.S. And I can't remember, there was somebody in Florida that was really upset by it. Anyways, he's still here. He's still here. He does have to go back to Romania at some point because he still has cases. But this is Andrew Tate, okay? He's here 3 weeks in America. And already, this is a report on him, okay? So one of Andrew Tate's girlfriends says she was nearly unconscious after he put hands on her during SEX. And this encounter happened 2 weeks ago, okay? Bree Stern filed an SA report, and she claims that Andrew did this to her March the 11th while at the Beverly Hills Hotel. In a hotel, he was doing this, okay? She told police that Tate began putting his hands on her while they were having SEX, and then it got too rough. And the only way that after she was begging him to stop, the only way that he was able to when it was over and he eventually fell asleep. She said that she was very daisy and she felt like she was going to lose consciousness. She said TMZ has obtained pictures showing her face and some of the bruising. I'll put that up so that you guys can see that. Bree says that she went to the emergency room in NYC where she had flown to work a couple of days later, and the documents show that she was diagnosed as being post-concussive. Here is the proof of the medical report. TMZ also obtained screenshots of alleged text messages between Andrew and Bree, and in the text messages, he talks about putting hands on her as if it was fun. It's something that he likes doing. He also says that he wants to impregnate her, and if she doesn't enjoy him putting hands on her and impregnating her, then what does he have her around for? It's obviously a lot more descriptive than that. I'm going to put up the text messages very quickly. If you guys want to read it, you could pause it. For those of you who don't want to see it, don't. TMZ also obtained a picture of Andrew and Kanye West. This is another reason why I wanted to show this to you guys. They're told that Kanye and Andrew Tate posed for this picture in LA on March the 10th. It was and this incident happened hours after this picture was taken. I already played you guys the video of when Andrew Tate and Kanye West linked up. This was the same time when Kim Kardashian found out that North was with Kanye, and she sent security guards to take North away. And that's why she's asking for custody. This was all the same night that they were together. Our sources say Bree and Andrew last met in June in Romania for a modeling gig, and that's when they started dating. We're told Andrew was verbally abusive and threatening during the relationship, but this incident of putting hands on her is the first time it ever came to this kind of level. They were told that Andrew had signaled to, okay, I cannot read that. Well, he had signaled to her that he would like to make money with her on OnlyFans. If you guys know about Andrew Tate, he had a webcam business and he used to have hundreds of girls do this. So this is one of the things that he said he wanted to do with her. And since this incident, she has allegedly blocked him and has no communication, and they're waiting to see what happens. And the TMZ said they reached out to Beverly Hills Police Department and they declined to comment. This is who Kanye West is hanging out with, and this is who allegedly Donald Trump's team helped get back into the United States of America. Now he already has cases in the US, he has cases in Romania that he has to go back, and now he has a new case here. And I guarantee you, today or tomorrow, you're going to see him coming out saying, this is not true. They're here to attack me. This is not this, whatever. What about the text messages? What about the medical report? Like, I'm telling you, this is his, what do you call that? His MO. It's always going to be, everybody is lying. This is all made up. This is just another person just totally making things about Andrew Tate. I don't understand why they do not get him out of America. I really, really, really do not like this guy. It drives me nuts. Anyways, I didn't even want to talk about this story, but I just wanted to show you guys this because I'm sure you're going to hear about it, and you know how I am. I like to just make sure I'm up to date with everything, even about things I don't like to talk about. Anyways, let's go to the next story. I hate Andrew Tate. Our 8th quick story. Sexyy Red sued for allegedly encouraging fans to do something to her child's grandmother. Sexyy Red is facing legal troubles after allegedly telling fans to go after her child's grandmother. According to a lawsuit filed on Monday, March 24th, the St. Louis rapper allegedly urged her followers on social media to kick in the door of Nicole Barnes' home in Hazelwood, Missouri. The suit also claims she encourages fans to put hands on Barnes, forcing the family to relocate for their safety. Barnes says she is now living in constant fear and has sought therapy for emotional distress. She is suing for $5 million. All right. Y'all know I'm a big fan of Sexyy Red. We don't know if this is true. If this is true, obviously, I'll fully denounce this. This is completely wrong. However, the big asterisk, as I love to say, is nobody has any proof of this. Like, nobody has seen this on her social media. There's no evidence on Twitter. There's no evidence anywhere. I did my research. I looked. I can't find it. People in the comment section are like, what is she talking about? Now, could it have been where, this is something she put out and it got deleted, or it was like on SoundCloud or a mixtape? I don't know. But I find it hard to believe that she, is going to be putting this out there on like an album or something that can't be taken back. Like, where is the evidence? I don't know. This sounds a little bit like of a money grab to me. And the sadder situation is that if it's the child's grandmother, that means it's her baby daddy's mama, right? So it's like something just sounds a little fishy here, but whatever. It was going viral around online. $5 million. Your imagine this. Your child's grandparent wants $5 million from you. Just nuts. Our 9th quick story. I find this hilarious. Erykah Badu admits to vandalizing her own Tesla in protest of Elon Musk. She says, I'm trying to stay on trend. Here is the actual tweet. Oh, I love Erykah Badu, man. Erykah Badu says, just vandalized my own Tesla. Trying to stay on brand. Woo! Erykah Badu admitted to vandalizing her own Tesla to protest Elon Musk, joining a recent wave of attacks on Musk's brand. In a post on X, Erykah Badu wrote, I just read it to you, this follows increasing Tesla vandalism across showrooms and private vehicles. Tesla owners, are y'all joining in the protest? I don't know why I find this so funny, but yo, are you guys really that mad at Elon? Like, what? Come on, Erykah. Like, I love you and all, but First of all, I don't even know if I 100% believe this. I think she probably is just trolling. Because if that was the case, she would have put out pictures. There'd be some pictures. But is it really that bad, guys? Seriously, that you'll be willing to risk your own stuff? Be honest. More importantly, Tesla owners, I'm sure there's somebody in the comment section. Are you looking to sell your Tesla? That's what I wanted to ask my cousin. That's what I asked my cousin. And he's like, no, I don't want to sell it. But like I told you, I have a couple of friends of mine that have Teslas and they're like, feel a little uncomfortable. But anyways, I don't know who was going to go to that extent, but I had to share this with y'all, man. What do you guys think about this in the comment section below? Do you believe it? And if so, do you like that she's doing this? I mean, listen, Erykah Badu is rich. If that's what she wants to do in protest and like stand by her people, all the more power to her. But I don't know. I need to see some receipts. All right, y'all, this brings me to my favorite segment, comments of the day. All right, this first one goes to Mello. What up, Mello? He said, I can't find your other IG page that you've been talking about. Really? Formally Out Loud. Is Instagram messing around with me? Could you guys, somebody else let me know? I'm checking right now. But yeah, it's formally. Y'all know me and my spelling. But yeah, formally, FORMALLY out loud. No, what did they call that? The dash or no point, no nothing. Just formally out loud. Let me know, because it was previously another handle. We just changed it. So let me know if you guys can't find it, please, in the comment section. Formally, FORMALLY out loud. OUTLOUD. Formally out loud. Let me know if you guys can find it, okay? For those of you who don't know, that's our new blog page. Not a big deal. It's more just, we're going to use that for videos that we play daily during the show. Some of them we have to edit. A lot of them we can't play you the whole thing for copyright reasons, or we can't play the music. So we're going to send you guys to there if you want to see the whole thing, so you don't have to go somewhere else and search it. So most videos will be up on there, like the Stephen A. Smith things, the Stephen A. Smith videos in Lee's Story 4. The whole entire thing is on our Instagram page if you want to see the whole uncut. Okay, so check that out and let me know. Next one is Kookie. I think it's Kookie. Said, hi, Trent. First of all, wanted to let you know the show is great. If I'm being honest, your show is one of the few news shows I watch outside of local news. It's raw and sprinkled with just enough opinion, and your opinions are fair, which is refreshing considering some folks do the most for the least. Laugh out loud, but you do just enough to keep me engaged. By the way, did watch Monday's episode, and it didn't even feel like a full 2-hour show. Aw, Cookie. That's so sweet. Love that. Cookie also goes on to say, no, because she's talking about Oprah. No, because she's more than likely had no direct hand in the situation. However, people just hear her name being involved with anything, and it's all Oprah's shady. Laugh out loud. I think she's probably like, why every time these ninjas do something, I'm always attached to it. Laugh out loud. But seriously, in real life, the boss don't actually do the project. Yes, final check and approval. And as the boss, if the math ain't mathin', it gets cut from the roster. Laugh out loud, just saying that ish light. I'm Cookie from H-Town, Texas, but in upstate New York. What up, H-Town? What's that song like? H-Town, not knocking the boots. What's it? How does that song go? Oh, what's that? Knocking the boots. Anyways, forget it. I'll look at it and figure it out tomorrow. Anyways, let me get back. Next one is I grow multiple says, OMG Trent, your take that at the beginning of the show made me laugh so hard. I woke my husband. I love your show and I'm always one of your first 1,000 likes. I listen to you every single night while going to bed. I'm from the US, East Coast bred, born in NC, now raising my beautiful children here. I just want to say thank you for always doing your research and bringing us the truth about big news. You always keep it 100, and I appreciate that. I love your wonderful personality, your sense of humor, and your gorgeous hair and beautiful smile is just the cherry on top. Sending you love and appreciation. I grow multiples. Thank you. You're officially an out louder. I appreciate that. Thank you. Where are you saying right now? You're from, East Coast bred, but now born in, hold on. I'm from the US, East Coast bred, born in NC. Where are you now, though? Anyways, I don't know where you are now, but shout out to wherever you are. All right. Next one is Carmen. Carmen says, let's go. Love you and your sense of humor. Carmen from New Jersey. All right. Shout out to Jersey. Next one is Jessica. Hope Jasmine Crockett keeps talking. The Democrats will never win another election. All right. Well, Jessica is definitely on the Republican side. I heard a lot of people saying that. I actually disagree. I heard Scott Jennings say that actually on CNN. He was like, please keep putting her in front of the camera. I disagree. I'm not saying that she's going to be the next president or win, but I feel like the Democrats need somebody like that. Y'all have Marjorie Taylor Green. You need a Jasmine Crockett. You need some fire. But the difference is that we need the rest of the Democratic Party to support her while she's going off the cuff. The president or the vice president or whoever's running doesn't have to be like her, but you need to support her and come together as a party. So I don't think that she's going to stop them from winning another election. Next one is from Shy. Wow, didn't even know Young Miami had any kids. All right, I love seeing comments like this, and you're learning things from the podcast. That's exactly why I put things like this sinkhole from Seoul, or I'll put like that home invasion or whatever. I love to see like, hey, I didn't know this about this person, or I didn't know this person got a divorce, or that they had kids or whatever. I try to, of course, bring you viral news and make you laugh, but also I like when you guys leave here informed and like you learned something. So thank you for that. Next one. Okay, I'm not even going to try. Why Dia Serm? I have no idea. Sorry. But Trent, I love your podcast. Would not miss it, but you are all wrong on your perspective. She did not make fun of his disability. All right, you're talking about Jasmine. Now, did I say that she's not making fun of his disability? Hold on. You're all wrong on your perspective. She did not make fun of his disability. Hold on. When I said that yesterday, I said the one thing I said is I don't believe her excuse, because she said Governor Hot Wheels, and then she said in her tweet, she's like, yo, I don't, she said, oh, I wasn't saying anything about his disability. I was saying stuff about trains, planes, and automobiles. I was like, I don't believe that. So yeah, you know what? You're right. I did say I think she was talking about it. Yes. Look, but I also said, I know what you're talking about now. I also said, even though I don't believe it, I also said, if anybody has the rest of the speech, if anybody has any other proof, if you don't have any other proof, how can I not believe that she's talking about his disability? Like, come on, we cannot play that way. We cannot, say these things about Trump and say these things about Marjorie Taylor Green or Musk or whatever, and then be like, oh, she wasn't talking about his disability. Like, if you are going to say Governor Hot Wheels and you're not talking about his disability, you got to follow that up with something that is 100% fact that you're not talking about that. Like, your next statement has to back up what that is. Like, Governor Hot Wheels using all the Hot Wheels in the area, sending people around and sending migrants on planes and, burning up the tires. That is, okay, I know what she meant. You cannot say government Hot Wheels and then be like, yeah, it's hot in here, and then go off and talk about something else and leave it open-ended like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what else are we going to think? Anyways, next comment is Kirsten. Kirsten says, most MAGA supporters can't afford a Tesla. We are hardworking Americans who are tired of rich and evil running our country, but you guys would support another country before your own. You'll make China money before America. Crazy. I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I don't feel like most MAGA supporters cannot afford Teslas. I don't like, you guys know I don't like groups like that. You know what I mean? So most hardworking Americans who are tired of rich, like, I don't know really what you mean by this comment. You guys would support another country. What? I don't understand. Kirsten, if you could elaborate a little bit more on this, I don't understand exactly what you mean. I think that's why I wanted to put this in here. We are hardworking Americans who are tired of rich and evil running our country, but you guys would support another country before your own. Y'all make China money before America. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but thank you for your comment. Would like to know where you're from, and I disagree that most Tesla people, supporters, cannot afford a Tesla. I don't agree with that. Anyways, thank you guys very much for your comments. Like I said, every day I wish I could read all of them. I see all of them. Keep them coming, even the people who disagree with me or agree with me. I saw somebody said that, I didn't take a screenshot of it, but somebody said, yo, this platform isn't for you. You're too goofy. I love them all, man. Keep them coming, y'all. All right, this brings us to social discussion. DDG claims $10 million isn't enough to sustain you for a lifetime. All right, he's basically saying you'd be broke by 50 years old. So let's listen to this. He doesn't give context of saying what age or whatever, but just take a listen to the video.
10 M's for the rest of your entire life is not enough money. Let's debate, please.
So first of all, I'm going to I'm going to disagree. I feel like $10 million is enough. But as I always try to do in social discussion, I try to see things both ways and I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. So because it's so open-ended, right? Depending on what type of lifestyle you want to live, depending on what you do, if you had $10 million, let's say, for example, at 18 years old, if you take it and invest it and spend $1 million now and invest 9 million, you could live off the interest alone and be very happy with it by the time you get to 50, 60. But so like to me, it's an easy answer. But for the sake of the conversation, let's just pretend you're 25, 30 years old, and let's just pretend that you can invest it. He's really just talking, can you live just off of 10 million? Not that you could make more of it or whatever. Okay. You can't buy a house and double it or whatever, just expenses. So even with that, and it's a good question to think about, but even with that, I think a lot of people feel like money will actually change your actual life. And that's really why I wanted to talk about it. And you could get by for the rest of your life and live a very happy life with far less than that. I know a lot of people. My sister is one of them. My sister is completely opposite of me. My sister could be anything she wants to be, like anything. My sister is brilliant. And she chooses to work at a job. She chooses to work a 9 to 5. She chooses to have the house that she has, the cars that she has, and she has 4 children. And she is one of the happiest people I have ever met in my life. My sister could live very happily with $10 million. No investment, no nothing. $10 million and have the 4 kids. So I wanted to put this to you guys. Do you think that you could not just live, but do you think you could live happily with $10 million from 25 years old till, let's say, like 80, 90 years old? I 100% think you can. And it's just the society and the world that we're in that thinks that the car and the this and the traveling and all the extras, it's what makes you happy. And it's could not be further from the truth. The thing that makes a lot of people that have money happy, well, a lot of people that have money are not happy. But I realized this through my success, that the thing that makes you happy about money or making money is not the actual money itself, not the actual physical money or the actual things that you could buy. Because whether you buy 1 car or whether you buy 10 cars, it ends up just being a car, okay? Or whether you have a house, I don't care how many rooms, after a month or so, it ends up just being a house. But it's the fact of me starting a store from the trunk of my car, then a basement of a tattoo parlor, then getting my first store, then building stores in Montreal, then building stores in Toronto, and then building a national brand across Canada, getting a Nike contract, getting an Adidas contract, working with Puma, working with Levi's, working with these brands. That is what actually, that's what made me happy. And Kobe Bryant says this, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So the journey I had building my retail brand is the thing that made me happy. That's why now that I've closed it, I'm still happy because I have that journey. I wrote 2 books about it. Like that success made me happy. It wasn't the money, because I made money, lost money, made money. It goes up and down. Every entrepreneur does that. I talked about that yesterday. So, sorry, I know I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but this is what the point of social discussion is. So it's really never really about the money. It's really about the life that you live and the experience. So you could just live off of that and have success. I'm very happy building this podcast platform. One day I might be on the level of Joe Rogan and sign, well, what did Joe sign? A $250 million contract? Yeah, for sure. But it's not signing that $250 million contract that's going to make me happy. It's the fact that, you guys know the story. I started out for like a year. I got 100 views on every episode. I talked about this in episode 400, where I wake up every day just hoping to have 100 views. Then the Diddy story popped. I talked about it. I woke up the next day. I had 25,000 views. And the next day it was 250,000. Then I got my YouTube plaque. It's the journey of building something. It's not the $250 million. It's the journey and the process of, like remembering, I remember it was Tamara that named the people in the comment section the Out Louders. Somebody else made a joke and say we should call them the loudmouth or the loudies. It's those little things that happen. And I have those stories with my store. It was called Exclu City. And then a client was talking about us on Instagram. It's like, yo, I'm going to Exclu. Then we changed And we made bracelets like exclude. That hat that I wear, that's exclude. That's my company's name. And I remember the client. I remember little cards. So it's the journey. So it really gets me upset when people think that life is about money and how you can live. You could live off of $5 million and be as happy. Anyways, sorry I went off there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Could you live off of $10 million, no investments, just straight live your life and be happy? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. If you could go back to election day, would you vote differently? Somebody said, baby, the outcome would be the same. The election, okay, I'm not going to say that. I hate spreading misconspiracies about the election. Like Donald Trump said stuff about the election before. Let's not start it on the Democrat side. Okay, guys? The question should be, would you vote again? Would you vote? Because there was a lot of people who chose not to vote at all. That's a very good question. Somebody says, nope, I'm happy that I don't have, I didn't vote for the wrong person. Somebody says, nope, I voted for Kamala. Voted differently. Nope. Voted for Trump. Okay. Somebody says, nope, I don't want to share bathrooms. Right? They're for a Trump person. Kamala got my vote and they rigged it. I stopped saying that, guys. Somebody says, no, didn't vote, some didn't vote, which is a huge problem. That's a better question. The people who didn't vote, do you wish you would have voted now? Regardless of what side you're on, do you wish you would have voted? I guess that's more for the Democrat side. Do you wish you would have voted? Anyways, most people here, I thought this would be a little bit more fun. What's with this scandal election, guys? Come on. Okay, this is not a great question. All right. No, somebody said, nope, both candidates suck. Ask this to people in Fox News. Okay, now it's getting a little better. Somebody says the bots are plentiful in this comment section. All right, I'll hand it over to you guys. Maybe you guys can make it a little bit more livelier. Do you guys, I feel like this should be a question to be asked like in another year or so. You still got to give Donald Trump some time, regardless of who you voted for. You still got to give him some time. But I get there's some people who just would rather have him not there. I get both sides. Anyways, if you could change your vote, would you? But I think even the better question is the people who didn't vote, do you regret not voting? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to sports news. Russel Simmons signs a 1-year, $21 million deal with the New York Giants after free agency talks. All right, it's official. Russel Simmons is heading to the Big Apple. The free agent quarterback has agreed to a 1-year deal with Giants worth $21 million with $10.5 million guaranteed. Wilson was reportedly in talks with the Steelers and the Browns, but ultimately chose New York, with the Giants holding the number 3 pick in the NFL draft. All right, I've heard that he's actually going to be the backup quarterback, and everyone's making fun of him, being like, Russell, just retire. What are you going to do with the Giants? Because they're horrible. But what I think it is I think that Sierra is in the entertainment industry. Sierra is a musician, and they want to live back in New York. Why not go live in New York and get $10.5 million for 6 months of work on the sidelines? I know he's already rich. I know he already has enough money, but he's going to be in New York. They'll move him there for free. They'll do all of this stuff, and he ain't even going to work hard. So I don't understand the people making fun of him in the comment section below. He loves football. Sierra probably wants to have their family in New York. That's what it seems like to me, and that's why he was in talks with the other people, and and he decided to choose New York. All right, lastly, quickly, Jayden Daniel's mom tells him to put the phone down while they're at a March Madness game. I told you guys about Jayden Daniels, quarterback for the Washington Commanders, sitting down with Juju Watkins. I think it was on Monday's show. And then his mother sat down right in the middle. Was like, no. There's no girls. You and Juju, no, we're not dealing with that. Which I disagree, because Juju is going to be making her own money. Anyways, they caught her on camera again with Jayden Daniels on his phone. And she's like, yo, put down your phone. Watch how quick he puts down the phone. Take a listen.
First quarter, ladies and gentlemen, the man is in the building. JD5 along with his...
Anyways, I love their relationship. I love it, man. Shout out to Mama Daniels. All right, y'all. That is a wrap on Thursday's episode. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you laughed. Before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. For my YouTubers who are used to watching the show on YouTube, if you're ever going on a flight or going somewhere where you cannot have access to internet or the YouTube app, have no fear. I got you. We're available on all podcast platforms and you can download us. Just go to any platform, any podcast platform, type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show, because we upload a new show daily, just like on YouTube. I gotcha. Now, vice versa, for those of you who are podcasters or podcast listeners and downloading us on podcasts, thank you very much for the downloaders. Thank you very much for the downloads. However, me and the outlouders would love for you to come over to YouTube because it's a vibe over here. The comment section is lit. Trust me. So come on over to YouTube. Just type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Couple of housekeeping rules for you to join the family. You got to hit that subscribe button. You got to hit that like button. You got to get that algorithming. And please comment where you're from, comment hi, comment till you disagree with me, comment and tell me something bad. It doesn't matter. Just comment and let us know where you're from. This is a global podcast. It just helps the community know where everybody is from, and it helps build the relationship. The bonus, if you are enjoying the show, please share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it helps in growing the channel. We appreciate you. For those of you who want to follow me on social media, I'm available on all podcast platforms. I say the same thing every day and I mess up at least some part. I'm available on all social media platforms, and it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. Like I said earlier, if you didn't catch it, we are starting a new blog page where we can see the extended videos that we play on this YouTube or on podcasts where you see them. And it will be at Formerly Out Loud. Formerly Out Loud. Mello said that he couldn't find it. Please let me know if you cannot find it. I'll call Instagram myself and bad them up. So yeah, you can follow us on there. Personal Trent Out Loud blog page, Formerly Out Loud. That's it, y'all. Y'all know what tomorrow is. Let's get excited. Get through the day. Whoop, whoop. See you tomorrow for peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!